My name is Les Townsend. I'm a candidate for Congress for the 9th Congressional District of Michigan. And I have run in the past. I'm a candidate for the Taxpayers Party, which is a third party. My issue in the past has been fixing Social Security and Medicare without raising taxes or cutting benefits. It can be done. After thinking it over considerably, I've come to the conclusion that a constitutional amendment is necessary to keep Congress from raiding the Social Security trust funds. There is nothing in those trust funds right now but IOUs. They're called special issue government securities, and they're going to have to be paid by the taxpayers. This is, frankly, a national disgrace. But having come to this conclusion that we need to amend the Constitution, I've also concluded that there's no point in stopping with one amendment. There's a lot of things that need to be corrected and changed. If elected, besides an amendment to stop the raiding of the Social Security system, I will include the marriage amendment, defining marriage as a union of one man and one woman. I will also include language stopping government-sanctioned discrimination. Another section will end birthright citizenship, and define natural-born citizen. And I have also included what I call a citizen's line item veto. This is a mechanism to stop the unconstitutional pork barrel spending, because the simple fact is we cannot trust our politicians when it comes to pork barrel spending. And again, you can look on my website at voteforless.info, that's voteforles.info, and see the actual language of the amendment and a brief explanation of the various provisions in it. And I have several other items covered. The provision about stopping government-sanctioned discrimination is important, because right now we are at war with radical Islam, and a lot of people in our news media and our government refuse to recognize the nature and the true danger of this enemy. It is a militant and malevolent ideology. It is not just a religion. And one of the ways that Islam has forced people to convert to Islam is by penalizing those who don't and providing special privileges for those who do. And we must make sure this type of discrimination is outlawed in our Constitution. So any attempt to impose Sharia law will be clearly unconstitutional. Again, you can read the language of the amendment. Another item that I have in it that I also want to mention is the Parental Rights Amendment, which you may or may not be familiar with, to stop UN bureaucrats from meddling in people's lives. You can look on my website, again, for information, but the Constitution gives us a way to block these. There is a hierarchy in our laws in our country. The most important one is the Constitution. After the Constitution, we have federal statutes that are properly passed and comply with the Constitution. The third item in this hierarchy is treaties. And then the fourth one is the state constitutions and state laws. It is important that we make it clear in the Constitution that treaties do not supersede parents' rights for raising their children and educating their children. Again, these are some items that are included, and anybody that really wants to see these provisions in our Constitution, frankly, needs to vote for me in the upcoming election, because if I'm not elected, it's a virtual guarantee it's going to be business as usual in Washington. And the other thing you can do is forward this simple, short video and the link for it to everybody you know who wants these changes made. And if you receive the video forwarded to you from somebody else, still forward it to everybody you know, because this is the only way I have of getting this message out. I mean, Sandra Levin, who is the 30-year incumbent congressman in this district, has hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on his campaign. And his technique is not to buy ads. It's to do what's known as push polling. Everybody will end up getting phone calls saying bad things about his opponents because these phone calls are not broadcast over the public airways. They don't have to be truthful. He does not have to sign off on them and say he's approved the message. They can say whatever they want. And this is a very devious way of conducting a campaign, and it's what now Sandra Levin has done for years. So if you get these phone calls, ask yourself a question: who's paying for them? It's going to be corporate special interest, because by and large that's where he gets most of his contributions from. So think about it and get the message out to people. And I ask you to pray and that the Lord will give me the strength and the wisdom to pursue this endeavor.